Hey, what's going on, everybody? So this product right here actually changed my mind on laminators. A lot of people think that laminators are for work purposes, if I work in an office setting or if I need a straight edge or something like that, just the accessories that come with it. But more and more people have found a lot of good uses for these products in their home. And this one is fairly inexpensive and it does an amazing job. This right here is your actual laminator. Literally just took this out of the box. You get the laminator. It's very simple to operate. You have your on and off switch here, which I'm going to plug in here in a moment. You also have instructions on the front where it tells you which edge to feed your lamination through. And then also has a port on the back where it exits out of. The one thing I do want to mention briefly, if you're using this particular laminator or any laminator for that matter, make sure you have enough room behind the laminator so that as it's exiting out, once you place it through the front, that you don't have any obstructions in the back. That can cause your lamination to wrinkle and you'd actually be pretty disappointed with the outcome. So this here is a straight edge. It allows you to make a lot of different cuts. And the way this works, I'm going to show you here in a moment. But basically, once you're done with your lamination, you can slide it underneath here. And this thing here acts as a scoring blade so that you can trim off any excess. And this particular device here, if you look at the edge of the paper here, you see how it's rounded. This particular tool right here that they give you allows you to take a square edge paper and make it a round finished edge. So they give you all the accessories that you will need. They even give you 3 different types of laminates. This size here, like say you're doing an identification card. I think this would be too small for a passport if you wanted to laminate your passport. Probably this size here. And then you have the larger size for, full-size sheets of paper. And again, guys, don't get in that mindset where you think, oh, this is just in an office setting. No, there's a lot of things you can use these for. Save anything that's very important to you. For example, my wife and I recently started like a bingo night with the grandkids and their parents, and we laminated the bingo cards, which are cardboard, and it allows us to use those, erasable ink. So when you have to check off B24, B56, you can erase it when you're done and reuse that card again. That's just one example. Grandparents, if you're a grandparent, this right here, we're going to laminate this here in a moment. This is something that our grandson drew. And my wife wants to save it. But again, you can see as with paper, this particular painting actually had like a watercolor type of a paint set. And it's kind of wrinkled. And, if you wanted to stick this on your refrigerator so when the grandkids come by, they can actually see it, it's going to look kind of warped and warbled, and you can actually damage it more if it gets wet or food or anything else on it. Another good reason why having a laminate is nice. Also, you can do it to do your regular photographs. I know many of us have our phones now, so most of our pictures are on our phone, but sometimes we have a special photo, whether it's of our mom, of our dad, and we want to save those or treasure those. So right now, I'm just not going to beat a dead horse. We're going to show you how this actually works. So the first thing you want to do, you want to plug your laminator in. And then once you plug it in, turn the power on. The red power button is your power indicator, as you can see there. And the green button is to let you know once this has warmed up enough so that it's ready to laminate. So we're going to slide this over while it's getting ready. Let's slide it this way. And then we're going to get our laminate paper ready. So the one thing, again, I want you to be mindful of when you're using this. So if you look at this large sheet that comes with the laminator, something this size would be the size I'm looking for. So the one thing that you want to do, this here is a little cheat. I'm not sure if you can really see it, but if you look closely at the edge, there's like a very thin line of clear laminate that you see at the top. That lets you know that this is the top and that the bottom is where it's actually going to separate. It'll be a little sticky at first, as you can see here. So, all right, so now that we have our laminate open, the next thing you want to do is you want to take your photograph, or in this case, our grandson's picture that he painted, and you want to center this as best you can, as far up to the top edge, and then you want to center the edges. So we're going to lay this down here. I'm going to show you how we did it. So you can see now that I tried to find the center between this side and that side. so that once it's done, you want to make sure you have enough where you can trim it and not damage the picture or the document underneath. Make sure you don't forget that, because that's super important. Slide this under. Once you're done, it has a ruler on it so that you can keep it straight. And then once you're done, you just slide this across and you trim it off to whatever size you want it trimmed off to. So in a moment here, this green light is going to come on, and we are going to slide this through. Remember what I said, make sure you have enough room back here so it can feed completely through, because you don't want it to bunch up. And another thing that's super important is you want to feed it through on the end that has the sealed end. You want to send it through this way, because what will happen is if you feed in this side that actually separates, it will wrinkle and or bubble up, and you don't want that on your laminate. So once the green light is on and it gives us the go, we're going to go ahead and try to laminate this. And then just double check everything while you're waiting for it to get ready. Make sure that everything is centered, that you have this as far up to the top as you want it to be. And you already kind of have a mental picture as, okay, I may just leave the edges the way they are, or I may trim a little bit off to kind of make it even with the top here and the bottom here. And again, you can use this tool here to trim your edges and make them round. Okay, so now as you can see, our green light is on. It says ready. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, again, make sure everything's good and flat, and we're going to feed this through slowly into the laminator. And as you can see, it is grabbing it. We're just going to let it do its thing. We're not going to assist it. We're not going to help it. We're not going to do anything. Just let it do its thing. But now you can understand why it's so important to have the space behind it. So I'm going to lift the camera here so you can see behind it and actually see it coming through. Super important. Just let it do its thing. What you don't want is it bubbling up. And the way the device is made, it actually kind of squeezes it together and flattens it out as it goes through. And I tell you right now, our grandson's probably going to love this. So when they come over to visit, he'll see that Grandma and Grandpa actually thought enough of him to put his picture inside this laminate so that we can put it on our refrigerator or a bulletin board so that we can see it all the time without it getting damaged or wet, or worse than that, getting food on it, like I said earlier. All right, it's taking its time. As you can see, it's still feeding. All right, it is done. Now we can remove it. Now, as you can see, this is done. Even sealed the bottom there. So we're going to slide this up and out of the way. This can actually slide across the paper. And we'll remove it. And then now we have our cut edge there. Now if I wanted to, I could trim the sides, or I could leave them as they are. The choice is yours. But again, guys, look at this. Just stick it on your refrigerator. You can write notes on the back so you know who did it. Now, again, get that out of your mindset that these are made just for office uses. I think you will find a lot of good uses around your home, whether it's your passport, card, or something that you have that you want to keep, a picture, a photograph, like I said earlier. Click the link, check it out, and get yourself one. Like I said, I'm totally impressed with it, and it works small enough where I can store it under a shelf or in a closet when I need it. So click the link, check it out.